Day one of the NFL Combine is in the books, and today we got to hear from the Bengals brass that is in Indianapolis, and that was Duke Tobin, player of personnel, and head coach Zac Taylor. They covered a number of topics with the media. We'll start with what they had to say about the offensive line, with that being the first question Duke Tobin was asked at his press conference today, and he said, look, we are going to look at every position on this roster and try and find ways to improve it. He's aware of the number of sacks his team had on their franchise quarterback, but he did want to take a moment to point out some of the positives about this offense that are because of the play of the offensive line, including 2 wide receivers go for over 1,000 yards, a running back rush for over 1,000 yards, and a quarterback playing as good as any by the end of the season. So he wanted to make sure, look, they get it. They know that they need to improve and protect their franchise quarterback in Burrow, but it wasn't all bad, and he wanted to make sure that he pointed that out. Another topic he covered is Jessie Bates. Now with the franchise tag window open, the Bengals have only a couple more days if they decide they want to place the tag on Jessie Bates. So what does that mean? Because Jessie Bates is in the final year of his contract, he is scheduled to become a free agent when the new league year begins on March 16th. The Bengals, of course, want to keep him in Cincinnati, and he wants to be in Cincinnati. If they place the tag, that would allow the Bengals and Bates another year to work on a long-term extension that ensures Bates will be back as a Bengal for at least next year. We'll see what they choose to do. The deadline to apply the tag is March 8th. So we'll see, as Duke Tobin said, these next couple of weeks, they have some decisions to make. Obviously, there's a number of other free agents the Bengals are going to have to make decisions on. Everyone will see a big salary cap number for Cincinnati and say the Bengals are in good cap shape to sign other players to help contribute to this team, especially on the offensive line. But Tobin wanted to point out there's a lot of players on the Bengals roster that got them to the Super Bowl that are going to be free agents those are decisions that they have to make in terms of those are a part of the salary cap number. So they have to make some decisions on who they want to keep on the roster and who they want to bring in from the outside. So they've got a lot of decisions to make, but here at the Combine, the focus is on the draft. The Bengals have drafted very well recently, pointed out players like T. Higgins. And when I asked Zac Taylor, what's the biggest difference between picking number 5, like you were last year when the team drafted Jamar Chase, to number 31, he said, well, basically we're treating it like how we did when we drafted T. Higgins. We knew we were going to draft Burrow weeks in advance, so they basically just focused after that on their first pick in the second round, which ended up being T. Higgins. So if that gives a little insight into what the Bengals are thinking in terms of this draft process, and it all kicks off here in Indianapolis. That is it from me for the first day. I will have plenty of stories to update you on exactly what Duke Tobin and Zac Taylor said from the podium today. And tomorrow we'll get a chance to catch up with Bengals defensive coordinator Lou Anarumo and offensive coordinator Brian Callahan. So it'll be more news and exciting things to talk about as this Bengals offseason gets going here in Indianapolis.